Howdy, what is going on, guys? Appreciate you stopping back by the channel or stopping by for the first time. Rifle's clear, and rifle's clear. Now, you just now watched the intro, you saw the thumbnail, you read the title, you know what we're talking about. We're talking about the SIG-MCX. You actually got a little bit of a sneak peek of this rifle in my last video, which was going over tripods, bipods, and bags, which, like, at the time of filming this video, only like 200 people was watching. I don't know what the crap happened with it. I guess y'all aren't interested in it. But if you did watch that, if you're one of the 200 people that have watched that video, then you caught a sneak peek of this rifle, which is the SIG-MCX. Now, full disclosure, this is not my rifle. This is my friend Brian's rifle. So shout out to Brian for basically sponsoring this video. The other sponsor for this video was my wallet for the ammo. I've got no ammo sponsor, so if you are an ammo company, I would greatly appreciate an ammo sponsorship, because it is killing me trying to put out these videos and afford the ammo. Anyways, enough babbling, enough whining. Let's go ahead and jump right on into it. Got a hold of this rifle, not got this rifle, but got a hold of this rifle. So, my friend Brian moved to Georgia from Washington. Brian was a friend of John's. This ain't important. So as I mentioned, this rifle is not my rifle. This is my friend Brian's rifle. It's his whole setup. Minus a couple things that I added to it just to make it more of my preference. So he let me borrow this rifle. I guess it's been 3-4 weeks ago, depending on when I upload this video. But he had watched my ACR video, and then he watched my scythe video, and he said, "Hey man, I've got a MCX, which is another short stroke piston system 5.56. If you want to do a video on it." I said, absolutely. I've been wanting to get my hands on the MCX for a while now. And it just so happens that somebody actually commented on the Templar Scythe video, and they said SIG basically done what Bushmaster and Remington failed to do. And I never really thought about it in that way, but then the more I did start to think about it after reading the comment, I got to thinking, you know, the MCX is actually very similar to what Bushmaster and Remington were trying to do with the ACR. Both got folding stocks. They're both short stroke piston systems, both 5.56. The barrels change out relatively quickly. Both take AR mags. I mean, the gas system's adjustable. I mean, they got very similar. About the only difference is, aside from some of the controls on the MCX, is the barrel on the MCX isn't QD like the ACR. It is changeable, and it only takes a couple seconds, but it's not toolless, I guess I should say. It's quick disconnect, sort of, but I could probably swap out the barrel in about a minute. It takes 2 T27, I believe, just a little Torx bit, pop out 2 screws and barrel comes off. It's just a matter of popping out 1 pin and the whole handguard slides off. It's not going to do it because I got a can on there. The handguard slides off, you got 2 little T27 bits right there. Pop it off, barrel slides out, you drop a new one in, tighten up the pins. Push the pin back in and you're good to go. So, like I said, the more I got to think about it, I realized these rifles are actually very similar. But I will say, I think SIG done better than Bushmaster did, unfortunately, because I have not been a huge fan of SIG. It's starting to change my mind, though. So, just to kind of clear things up before we jump into how I've got it set up, this is the SIG-MCX. This is the LE version, so it's a 14.5 inch barrel. And I think it was like a gray color. Maybe it might, yeah, looks like it's black underneath. It's been spray painted, so good on you, Brian. Always rattle can your crap. Yeah, that's about it. It's the SIG-MCX. It's just got a 14.5 barrel in it. Now, we'll go ahead and kind of jump into how I've got this one set up, / how Brian's got it set up. All right, so it is running the JMac Customs. It is the skeletonized buffer tube thingy. It's not a buffer tube, but it fits all of your standard mil-spec stocks. Got a Magpul CTR butt stock on there. Obviously, it folds, you know, because that's the huge benefit of running a gas piston gun without a buffer tube. Next up from there, we have a Radian charging handle. Really nice. It's kind of the industry standard nowadays. As far as optics go, got an Aimpoint T2 with an Aimpoint magnifier. The Aimpoint T2 is sitting on a Bobro mount, and then the magnifier is on a LaRue, just little flip to side mount. Really like this setup. Let's see, moving on, we've got a Reptilia grip. Got an HRF magwell on it. I think this is an HRF. I'm not sure what brand dust cover that is. Doesn't really matter. It's just a little thing that keeps dust out. Moving up, I've got a Scratch Precision hand stop. Y'all have seen this in a lot of videos. Really, really awesome hand stop. Small company, fairly local company to me. I've done a little bit of photography for them, done a little bit of work on the side for them. So definitely check out the Scratch Precision hand stop. And then these are from, oh shoot, eesh. Slate Black Industries. These are the Slate Black Industries rail panels. Phenomenal rail panels. Will definitely be ordering some for myself. They're like a rubberized texture, but they lock in, not like the cheap BCM ones that pop out, but they feel very similar. They're just not going anywhere. Over here on the side, I am running the HRT light. I forget the model number. Really, really cool light, mounted up with the M-LOK slot. What's really cool about this light is this tail cap. It's a multi-directional tail cap. So it almost looks like a joystick, and then any direction that you do push it, it activates the light. If you don't want to run that, you can unscrew it, and you've got a normal little clicky tail cap in there. There it is. So really cool light from HRT. Really been digging it. I'm actually running one of their handheld lights as my ADC light. It's in my fanny pack, which there will be a video on that. Up front, I've got a Dead Air. This is the Sandman K. It is the 762 variant of it, and that is running on Dead Air mounts. Now, I've been told that this is the Dead Air can before Dead Air sucked balls. So this is supposed to be one of the better ones. I really don't know. I don't keep up with that kind of stuff. Just been told this is the better of these Sandman series suppressors. Now that you've got the full setup, now let's kind of jump into what I actually think about it. Okay, so what do I think about the MCX? If I had to go off of simply first impressions on all of the 5.56 guns that I've ever shot, this would be at the top of my list. First impressions of it is absolutely perfect. Now, there's something about me, if you know me as a person, I don't like things that everybody else has. I don't like to just have the common thing. I like something that's a little bit different, which is what I love about this gun. Is like, it's almost an AR. It's just not quite, you know, same, but different, but still same. Yeah, it's just a little bit different with it being the short stroke piston gun, which that's nothing new. I mean, there's a lot of different variants on it, and for whatever reason, I'm kind of on a short stroke piston kick. I'm starting to really like piston guns. They feel just a little bit different, run a little bit different, and I'm enjoying that. Yeah, first impressions of the MCX is absolutely phenomenal. So kind of how this whole thing happened is, like I said, I got it from my friend Brian. So we met up at the Quantified Performance match a few weekends ago, and that's when he handed it off to me. And so we shot the match. I'd done actually really well in that match. Brian, I don't know what happened to you. Yeah, I shot really well in that match. But anyways, that's besides the point. Just want to throw that out there. So we got done shooting the match, and he's like, hey, let's break out the MCX and get a quick zero on it. So he got on the spot and scope. I'd set up on just some barricade with a bag. Threw some 77s in and found a big old dirt pile at like 200 yards. Sent a couple rounds and we walked it in till I was hitting, you know, the middle of the dirt pile, just a quick dirt zero. And then went straight down at 200 yards and hit an 8-inch circle. I was like, dude, I think we're pretty good. It looked like it was a pretty well centered hit. So then we transitioned straight up to 400, and we were hitting steel at 4 and 450, hitting half-size IPSC targets at 450 with this exact setup with the dot and the magnifier. Just found the hold up above it with a quick little dirt zero, and we're sending rounds and hitting it very consistently. So that was my very first impressions of it, and I was like, dude, I'm digging this thing. I'm really liking it. And he said that I don't think he shot it much, so when we started doing that, he's like, yeah, he said, this thing does feel pretty good. I was like, dude, I'm really, really digging it. Nothing's changed since then. I'm really, really digging this rifle. Brought it home, been shooting it quite a bit just to change things up. Again, it just feels a little bit different than a normal AR, but still feels very similar. If you're used to running an AR, well, all the controls are going to be the same. This one's just got some ambi controls, so ambi safety, obviously ambi charging handle because it's the Radian. You've got ambi mag release. The only thing that's not ambi on it is the bolt release, which is the only thing I actually care about being ambi. So that doesn't really make much sense. Not sure why they decided to do that way. That's the only thing I would care about being ambi. I've mentioned in other videos. Oh, I think there's deer down there. Sorry, I'm a deer hunter at heart. I've mentioned in other videos, I think, talking about the ACR, I don't really care for ambi safeties. I don't use them. The over here works just fine. I don't really need an ambi mag release. I can keep my hand here. The only thing I really care about being ambi is a bolt release. Bolt, that's all. I don't even necessarily need the bolt stop, just a bolt release. But I don't know why they decided to not do that. So that's the only complaint I really do have about it. I've been shooting it suppressed, shooting it unsuppressed. I'll be completely honest. It's got the adjustable gas. I haven't touched it. I'm not really sure which one does which thing, which setting does which thing. Feels about the same to me either way, so I'm not real sure. Oh, wait a second. I just now see arrows on it. Okay. So we got, push it down on the left side, that's less gas. Push it down on the right side, that's more gas. Literally just now noticed these two little arrows right here that's got plus and minus, the different directions. So for future reference, now I do know that. Yeah, I've been really enjoying this setup. So now that you kind of know my opinions of it, which is I absolutely love this rifle. I'm gonna put it head to head with the ACR, both short stroke piston 5.56s. We're gonna run them head to head in a couple of different drills, couple different tests, just for the heck of it, and then we'll finish it off. We'll just kind of continue talking about it a little bit, babble on, but I'm gonna try to make this video short, sweet. If you just want to end it right here, just know, hey, the MCX is highly recommended by myself. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead. We'll start off. We'll go ahead and give the MCX this run. We'll start off with the classic old bill drill. Hey, guys should have 6 in here. Make sure I ain't running my magnifier. Like I said, ow! Man. Just now pinched my finger. Drawing blood, dadgummit. Alright, so we're all running both rifles unsuppressed, mainly because I don't have a suppressor for the ACR and that muzzle device is stuck. So I can't change it out. So we'll run, let's make sure the beeper's working. Alright, it's working. Stop it. Hang on. Okay. Alright, so got a round loaded up. Got 6 rounds. We'll run a bill drill right here at 7 yards. MCX is up first. All right, those are all in the A. That was a 1.24. Now let's run the ACR. I actually don't know that this thing's zeroed. The ACR, I don't know that it's zeroed with this optic. Can't remember if I zeroed it or not. And we're at 7 yards, it'll be all right. All right, so reminder. Man, I love that side charging handle. All right, reminder, it was a 1.24 for the MCX. Now let's see what it is with the ACR. I'm gonna start low ready, same. All right, I pulled the first one high, really high in the neck, but that's besides the point. All right, that was a 1.28, so we're 0.04 seconds slower with the ACR. That could be any number of things, but pretty comparable times. Now let's go ahead and we'll run a Mozambique. So 2 to the body, 1 to the head. We'll run the MCX. Uh-oh. Huh. Got a failure to eject right there. That's actually the first malfunction that I've had with the MCX. So let's go ahead and clear that. I'll adjust the gas See if that makes a difference. All right, let's fix this. We're gonna have to poach a round out of another magazine. This is why you need a sling. I'm on a safe range, by the way. There's nobody around. Private range, everything's safe here. But you should use a sling on your rifle. All right, let's run it now. All right, should be good. Let's find out. All right, that was a 1.27, and I missed the head box. So let's try it with the beloved ACR. Got the head box. That was a 1.19, so a lot faster with the ACR, but I have shot it quite a bit more. All right, now we're going to test the controls with the ACR having the bolt drop right there at the mag well versus the MCX basically being like an AR. Alrighty, we'll take the MCX first. So we're just doing a 1R1, so we'll fire the shot on the beep, do a reload, and fire another round. I will be running the magazines from the same position on both rifles to keep everything fair, and we'll just go for the head box just for the heck of it. All right. Oh man, I'm so used to drawing from a belt. That sucked. That was a 5.75. That was not the rifle's fault in any way, shape, or form. Simply mine. All right, let's run this one. Move the magazines over. All right, that sucked on my part. Sorry, MCX. Done it again. That was a 4.47. Done it again. I will say though, as far as the reload goes, take out the actual time of it. The reload, I just love having that bolt drop right there. But not the rifle we're talking about. We're talking about this one right here, the SIG-MCX. So let's jump back up to the table. All right, as y'all saw, good shooting rifle. That one malfunction was my fault. I had the gas on the suppressed setting because I do typically run it suppressed. But that was just an oversight on my part, so completely my fault, and no fault of the rifles at all. Overall, I do love the rifle itself. I thought maybe once it first came out, I thought maybe it's all hype, since a lot of law enforcement's using it. I mean, this is a law enforcement model. A lot of law enforcement using it, a lot of military using it. Obviously, the military is using about everything SIG now. So I thought, oh, that's just a hype. Wasn't really buying into it. After getting my hands on it, I can honestly say that I don't think it's just a hype. I think this is actually a phenomenal rifle, and I would have absolutely no problems having one of my own. Would run the crap out of it, honestly. Phenomenal rifle, in my opinion. Before I do in this video, I'm gonna shoot it a little bit more, and we'll just finish it off with a bang. Now, before we do that, I've got a question for y'all. Most of my videos seem to be a little bit long-winded. I'm gonna try to make this one short. Hopefully it came out that way. Find out when I go to edit when you're watching it. But I want to know, from your opinion, do you enjoy the longer form content, or do you want the just short kind of to the point content? I know that most people's brains now have a hard time staying focused for a long time, 30, 40, 50 minutes. So let me know, what style of content do you like? Do you want just like a quick, 7, 8, 10 minute video, or do you enjoy the 30, 40 minute videos? I can do it either way. It's just completely up to y'all. Before y'all leave, be sure to check out my Instagram. I'll have it linked down below. I do a lot of cool stuff over there, a lot of photography. So if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely check it out. Make sure you're a part of all the action going on. I'll also have some links down there in the description. It'll have a couple discount codes and that kind of stuff. If you're interested in it, there will be some training discount codes and gear discount codes, all that kind of things. So just hit the little links down there. See if there's anything you're interested in. I get a little bit kickback, but it's not enough to really matter. So with all that being said, I appreciate you watching, and I will catch you on the next one.